What is up, YouTube? We're back with Cricket Captain 2025, episode 3, I think it is. In this episode, we toured Pakistan and India, going to the subcontinent. So we had two test matches, we had three one-dayers, and we had three T20s against Pakistan. In our first test match against Pakistan, first innings we put on 271 thanks to the lower order contributions, or not lower, middle order contributions of George Linder 63, Ryan Rickerton 73. Top order didn't really deliver anything of note. We would then go, everybody got 2 wickets. They would get 259. Jansen, Rabada, Nokia, Ngidi, and Linder would lead my bowling charge, all getting 2 wickets. And then tasked again with getting some runs on the board to defend, we would go and put on 391, thanks in no small part to 183 runs from Matthew Brietzke, who is currently averaging 50. I went to come to bat. No, not at all, never mind. And then we'd also get 85 from Ryan Rickerton, that's 35, handy contribution from George Linder as well. They would be chasing a lot. They would manage 358, but it wouldn't be enough. Lungingidi with 4 wickets. Jansen with 3, Rabada with 3, with 2, Nokia with 1. We would win by 45 with Matthew Breska getting man of the match. In the second test of 2, we would put on 230, won both tosses, and I decided I want to bat. We would bring in Evan Jones in for Bedingham, and that would be the only change we make. He would get 50 in his first innings. Stubbs would get 50, 48 from Ryan Rickerton, and 32 from KG Rabada, not out, for 230. In response, Pakistan would put on 254 with 104 from Shakil and 44 from Rezwan, 4 wickets from Marco Jansen, 3 from Nokia. Spin didn't really do much. Kept it nice and tidy though, going to 1.1. And then when it's our time to go again, we put on 390 to be Aiden Markham 71, Stubbs 152, 39 from Jones showing he's contributing, Riggleton's 56. And they would be all out for 165. 1 from Jansen, 2 from KG, 3 from Nokia, 2 from Gidi, 2 from Linda. And we would win by 201 runs. After the test series, we would then have 3 one-dayers against Pakistan. Pakistan would bat first, putting on 293 runs. Boys were a bit expensive, going at sixes and over. Maharaj, Dion Forrester would be in for his one-day debut. And it would be a feast at the top of the order. 90 runs from Matthew Brietzke, 63 from Stubbs, 95 not out from Aiden Markram. And that would get us to winning by 4 wickets. In the second one day, they would put on 368. And you know, when teams put on those type of scores, what happens to the Proteas? Davil Drivers would be in. He'd get his 50, but we'd only manage 172 runs. In the decider, we would bat first, and the top order would hold strong. 54 from Brietzke, 82 from Bavuma, 40 from Stubbs, 54 from Aiden Welcome, 42 from Davil Drivers, and Forrester would come back in with a handy 36. Gilson with 8 on his debut. But when it comes to the bowling, it would be KG standing out with 2 for 5.4, Gilson with 2 for 5.7, Maharaj, Forrester, Jansen getting wickets, but all very expensive. But the job would be done. Temba Bavuma with the man of the match for that. There would also be a T20 series. In the first one, we would bowl first. 4 wickets from Ngidi, 2 from Jansen, 1 from Rabada. They put on 167, 46 from Nawaz, and lower order Zaman and Minas with 30, 5 and 37. In response, it doesn't look like anybody got going, but that's T20. You don't need 50s. 37 from Aiden Markham, 22 from Stubbs, 23 from Bedingham. This from Ferreira really almost lost us this game. 17 from Gerson, 27 or 15 from George Linder to win by 3 wickets. Lungingini would get man of the match for that. In the second match, we would bowl first. It would be 4 from Marco Jansen, 2 from Ngidi, 2 from Rabada. Again, Farman, Zaman, 32, 35. And then chasing it down, we would only put that they would put on 142, and in chasing, we would only put on 135. George Linder with 45, but not enough. Ferreira 17, 26. He's not really taken to this level. In the decider, we would bowl first again. 2 from Ngidi, 2 from Linda. Potgieter going at 15, 1 from KG. We would get the job done to win by 2 wickets. Bedingham, Brezka 65 from 34. Stubbs 21 from 9. Bedingham 27 from 19. Berbers 23 from 10. Gilson with 41 from 22, 28. To help us win this game by 2 wickets, Brezka would get man of the match for that. So we would win, or we would win the Test series, we would win the ODI series, we would win the T20 series. Wonderful work. We then go to Pakistan. In the Test, we would draw the first one. You had to be there. They would go and put on 401 at the start. Jansen gets 3 wickets. Maharaj gets 4. Rabada gets 2. They would put on 401. We would respond to 254. 75 from Pietska, 52 from Markham, 43 from Bavuma, 30 from Rickleton. You could see 5 wickets for Jadeja. You could see that would not be enough. They would go again and put on 393. Subman Gill getting 144. It was tough. It was tough going. They declared it was tough going for us. But look at that, 244. After 8 wickets, I was trying my best to defend. Bavuma 73 from 233 balls. And it rained, it literally rained out, and we were able to get a draw here. We would go again in the second test match against India. We would put on 262. 58 from Dredska, 41 from Stubbs, 37 from Brevis. They would go put on 255, 3 wickets for Jansen, 2 for KG, 4 for Maharaj. Bavuma would give himself an over, which I don't know why he would do that. In reply, we would put on 342 to be 42 from Markram, 64 from Brevis, 88 from Jones, 50 from Rickleton, and 38 from George Linder to really get us a total. But they would go and get that 350 for 7, only losing. Maharaj would get 5 wickets, but it would not be enough, and we would lose. With Maharaj still getting a man of the match for that. The 1 day series would be a whitewash. They would put on 248, 142 from Raul. We would fail to get anywhere near to the 197. Nobody got going. Aiden Markham's 41 being our highest score. In the second match, we would chase again. Brabada would get 5 wickets. Ngidi 3, 279 for 8. In reply, we would again fail to do anything of note, putting on 158. 42 from Brevis being the only positive in that game, to lose by 121. And then we would go out to try and set first to put 255 on the board. 61 from Prietska, 42 from Bavuma. Davo Drivers, who's been putting his hand up with 41. Van Heerden will come in with 36. But again, 260 for 6. They will we really struggled. 2 from KG, 3 from Maharaj, 1 from Engelbert on debut. And we'd get whitewashed, 3-0. In the T20 series, we have 5 games to go. We would We would get them all out for 157, 60 from Respa Punt, 3 from Umpongwa on debut, 2 from Linda, 2 from Janssen, 1 from Giri, 1 from Rabada. We'd get the job done. It would be the 47 from 31 from Brevis, the 31 from Linda, the 23 from Aiden Markram. That would really help us get over the line there. In the second one, they would put on 202, and you know what happens when teams do that. We would fight though. 175, 44 from Stubbs, 24 from Markham, 17 off, 1 over from Bretzker, 29 from 15 from Pretorius, 21 from Janssen, but it would not be enough. 175, we would lose by 27. And then we'd go out to bat and you'd see some batting 66 from 45 from Bretzker, 77 from 43 from Stubbs to get us to 189. In response, they could only muster 164. We didn't even bowl them all out. 4 wickets for Ngidi, 2 for Abada, 1 for Mpongwa, and 1 for Linda. For Gilson, Linda, though, going at 5.5. That's the type of stuff you need in T20s. In the last two, they would put on 199, 104 runs from Shiraz Iyer. We could only get 169. 65 from Dalvord Brevis would be the big deal in terms of it all. But it would not be enough as we lose by 30. And then here we are again. Nobody got going. Even Davos Brevis' 41 is under 100 strike rate. KG Rabada would put on 34 from 26. It would not be enough. They'd get it in 18 overs. 73 from Yadav. That would be the carry job. Janssen would come back in, get 3 wickets. Linda get 2. Ngidi 2. KG 1. But that would be us losing the series 3-2. This is episode 2. Next episode, we have West Indies and then we have the T20 World Cup. I still don't have my team together. Hopefully, I'll figure that all out with West Indies, make the right changes, have the right amount of players on the bench that I can look at, and we can get something concise for this T20 World Cup. But I've been way too chilling. Peace.